What's going on, guys? Kitbash here, bringing you another video. This time it is of a figure that I made a month ago, I want to say. I have been messing with this style of combination for a while, trying to make a villain for Baron Benz, Mezco Baron. And GameStop had a sale a few months ago where these Gears of War figures are $20 a piece. So I got a bunch of them. I got a bunch of them figures. I spent not a lot, but I got a bunch just for customs because they make good fodder. So, originally, I had this head on a Death's Head 2 body, and it was all right. And I was gonna do a lot of sculpting and a lot of this and a lot of that. And I was thinking about it, and I didn't really want to sculpt too much. Sculpting is cool, but I'd be over it. And then you gotta wait 24 hours for that shit to dry. It's just a pain in the ass. So I was going that route, and I was over it. Then I almost put this head on a Bane custom I did. Just was gonna swap it all over, and I thought about it. It was kind of big. He was more wide than big, and eventually I ended up getting the Cole figure from Storm Collectibles, and I really like the leg setup. I really like everything on it except the flesh arms, because I don't want him to. I don't want him to have, be human or anything. That's a total alien under this. So, I just swapped those arms, Cole arms, over with the, what is his name? Oh, is it Marcus Phoenix? I could not think of that name. I swapped the Cole arms out for the Marcus Phoenix arms, and it really gives it that, diver look, wetsuit look. Which was to match Baron Benz. I think I did pretty good. Making a villain for this guy. He's bigger than him, whenever I have a picture of a villain in my head, the villain's always bigger. The villain's always more menacing and evil looking, and I just really like the way it came out. And to me, it's a total opposite of him. You see him, he could be a villain, you never know. We don't know shit about, because they don't give us any details about these characters. But he looks like a good guy. He has the good guy colors. Blue is not... I don't know too many villains that wear blue. I could be wrong, but I don't know. But he doesn't look evil to me. He looks like a space diver. He looks like a fucking deep sea diver that's a good guy. So I wanted to make a bad guy. That's what I did. What did he say, Rick Ralph? Just because I'm a bad guy doesn't mean I'm a bad guy. So originally, I didn't even know what color scheme I was going to go with. I honestly was going to paint the arms dark green. I was going to paint all of the fabric dark green, and I was like, nah. I went another route because I have some arms that I painted dark green and I didn't really like them. So I just left the arms how they were. I did paint all of the armor rust color. Model Masters acrylic rust I have. I painted all the armor, these pieces. I think these were already rusty. I'm lying to y'all. This was already rusty on him. I did paint the elbows though. But this armor was like a white and gunmetalish color. I just painted it all rust. I dry brushed it rust until it really looked like it was some deep sea type of rust, And then I wasn't satisfied with just the rust, as you can see, so I added some 3D printed barnacles. The barnacles really sell. I know I took the weapon off. I'm going to talk about this in a second. I got a couple weapons I'm going to talk about. With this guy. But the barnacles really sell deep sea, like he's just been underwater for fucking ever. And that's really what I wanted to go for. I really wanted him to have I guess you could say scavenged look, like he just assembled the armor, but it does look, it's all cohesive, so I can't say scavenged, but it just looks like, he's from an alien planet, crash landed on Earth, and he can only survive in the water. So that's the look I was going for. The barnacles really throw it over the top for me, though. The color and the barnacles really help sell the evilness and the look. I think the head alone sells this figure being evil. So I really like the way that came out. Now I'm going to talk about the weapons. I got this deep sea axe here. Pickaxe. Would it be a pickaxe? I wanted to make it look like it was an anchor that he turned into a weapon. So I got this rusty, I ain't going to say pipe, but this, it's all rusty pretty much. It's all just some deep sea scavenged weapon shit. So this was 3D printed. It was like this deep sea mech some guy had on Thingiverse, and I took the anchor. He had like an anchor cannon thing. I just took the tip off, and I It was like this much of the file, and I took these pieces and extended them out, and I put this base on there just to give him a weapon. It was gonna be a short weapon, and then I was like, it didn't really look right because I gave Baron Benz a short weapon, so I wanted him to have a longer weapon. And I had 3D printed these. I was gonna call it the barnacle blade, but it just the way I had it in my head was it was gonna be like a mystical, magical water type of deal where the water made the weapon, but it didn't make sense to have the water be a weapon and then have barnacles on it. So I kind of scrapped that. But I just made this deep sea hook here, deep sea anchor weapon. It's like I guess you could say spear type of weapon. Long range spear looking weapon. I don't know. It just looks really good with him. And I also made him. I know Baron Benz has a chained, like, is it a mace? No, Baron Benz has a chained anchor weapon. And I was gonna give it to him, but it was gold, and I wanted everything about him to be rusty. So I went to Hobby Lobby. I found this rusty looking chain, and then I 3D printed this like mace end. I 3D printed this mace end for him, and this is where the magical water comes in because it's original character, so I just was making shit up as I went along. But I wanted him to have some sort of weapon that was like magical water based, like some Aquaman. You know how he made his hand out of water and all that shit. I wanted to do that with this character, so I'm really happy with the way this came out. I really like this, the look of this, and I had it smaller, but I made it. I think I'll make it a little bit bigger. I think bigger would be a little bit better, but I also think it looks really good the way it is. I think it looks really solid as a, if I can get it to hang right. I'm not going to be able to do it on camera, I already know. It looks really solid as a weapon, though. Really feeling this. I'm really happy I was able to look at Baron Benz and take from him and make another character. And I didn't have to do too much, you know, like I think that's the main part with when I customize. I try not to go too far with it. I try not to get too involved and make like all of this extra shit and sculpt and all of that shit. I really just try to make it simple. But yeah. Oh yeah, his name is DIVEMASTER, by the way. I was looking up a bunch of scuba diving terms, and because his is Baron Benz, and the Benz is like, Benz is, what is it? It's something about deep sea shit. It's something about, I think it's when they get sick from deep sea diving from the pressure, some shit like that. But they call it the Benz. That's where his name comes from, Baron Benz. And then I wanted to make his also diver themed. So I was just Googled fucking deep sea diving terms, and then I came across a term for an expert diver, which is DIVEMASTER. So that's just the name I went with. You can see the size comparison. I did this a couple times. But there's a size comparison of the two. Like I said, I like that he's bigger than him. The size of this figure is really intimidating, so I like it a lot. And plus Baron Ben's second head, which is this head, I just repainted it. It looks really good as an evil version of Baron Ben's anyway, so it just went hand in hand, you know. But yeah, DIVEMASTER, custom, repainted, 2 Gears of War figures slapped together, Baron Ben's head slapped on here, 3D printed a mace, water mace thing. 3D printed him a fucking axe spear anchor type deal. I really like the way this came out. This is like probably one of my favorite customs. I left this knife. I know some deep sea divers have a knife, so I just left this knife on them too. I was gonna paint it rusty. I still might, but it slides in this holster, so I know the paint's gonna come off, so I might not. But yeah, I really am happy with the way this came out. It's one of my favorite customs I made this year, besides my War Machine. War Machine is pretty fire too, I ain't gonna hold you. Well, yeah. Oh yeah, I'm working on some other shit too that's pretty fire. I'll be working on a lot of shit. If you don't already, just hop over to my Instagram. That's where I post everything. And you know, I don't know. I post everything there, and YouTube is like last on my list. I think I talked about it before. But yeah. I was rambling. I don't know why I'm rambling. DIVEMASTER custom, companion piece to Baron Benz. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think about this in the comments, and I'm out.